I ordered a Katools Chinese scissor car lift and things go completely wrong. This bitch is about to hit the ceiling. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Matt. Today I took delivery of a scissor lift. So what I'm going to do is unbox this lift. We'll see how difficult it is to unbox it, put it together, and whether or not it was worth the money. So stick around to the end. I'll tell you how much I spent, and I'll give you a review of what I think of this. This is not sponsored by any means. I paid with my own hard-working money. So let's not waste any time and get to it. All right, let's see how much of a pain in the ass it is to unbox this thing. Who knows? Maybe it'll be easy. All right, all these straps are bent up. So here's a first look inside the box with the lid off over there. Everything seems to be in order. Got our rubber pads for the pinch welds underneath the car. Where this was broken in, really didn't reach any particular place. I take it this thing is mostly put together. All right, let's take some of this crap out of the box and then see how much of a pain in the butt it is to get off of this pallet. There are those little ramps that help extend the footprint of it for larger vehicles. Then these are the wheels to move the thing around. And we have another set of blocks here, which they look like they're about 2 inch. The others are 1 inch. That's cool. So I'm thinking the best thing or the easiest way to get this thing off this pallet would be to unbox the center control panel, put it together, put these wheels on it and roll the thing off. I mean, it's only about an inch and a half off the ground. Yeah, let's give that a try. The box really is just held together with all these little tabs that are bent over. There we go. Here's a first little look inside this crate here. I don't think we even need to take this thing all the way apart. There we go. We can just lean this thing up. Little handle right here. Shoo! AutoCAD. Don't get me wrong. I think the name's funny, but I am excited about this. There we are. There's the main control panel. Let's roll this thing out the way. Easy peasy. So there we are. There's the control panel. Not seeing any instructions thus far. Let's look inside this control panel here. There we go. It's our instructions. Our hydraulic lines. I guess we need to supply our own plug. Interesting. All right, let's go ahead and install the pneumatic lines. Apparently these are pneumatic and hydraulic, but here are the lines that we have. Just unravel this. And I take it because there is a 90 here. This will plug into the hydraulic tank here or pump. And then we have a pneumatic valve here and our electrical connection there. I'll probably end up putting this thing over in the corner there. I'll need to clear some of that stuff out of the way, but for the sake of getting this together, I think I'll route everything out of this hole right here. So I'll shove this power cord right through here for a 110 volt. We'll pull this in through this hole here for our pneumatic and hydraulic lines. Easy enough. Does look like this guy came undone during shipping. Just toss that back in there. Try and not cross thread it. And which we are, of course. Okay, so this is our pneumatic hose, the one that is hollow right here. Plug that right into this guy. Just got to push it in there. It's a push to connect. This is our hydraulic feed out of the pump. And by the way, it doesn't show you all this in the instructions. It kind of does, but really, if you just use your best judgment, you'll figure it out. But hopefully this is helping somebody out. Let me know down in the comments if it is. We'll tighten that down. We'll come back with the wrench. And then we have our last connection here, which is for our electronics. We've got this little groove right here at the front that's going to push to connect in here. There's really only one way this thing can go, although it does look like these pins are bent up a little bit. Try and marry these things together. There we go. Just snug that up finger tight. Toss that back in there. There we go. I went to the hardware store to get everything I need in order to complete this install. And we got some STP hydraulic oil. This is AW32, which will be fine for my purposes. I think 46 probably would be a little better. This is just a little bit thinner of an oil, but it'll do okay. Funnel, got ourselves a 110 plug. A little bit of grease after reading over the instructions. There are some grease points, which we'll get to that here soon. But first, let's go ahead and hook up this 110 outlet to the wire sitting right there. So what we're looking at here is this yellow wire with the green, that it will be our ground. This brown one here is our hot. The blue is neutral. And on a standard American plug, the smaller blade right there, that is our hot. The other is our neutral. So let's pull this apart. And before I forget, I noticed that there is a little plug here, or a place to route your power wires. So I'm gonna jam this guy right through here. Toss our cap in there so we can secure this down. Give it a little bit of slack so it's not tugging on it. And that will clamp it down, keep it from really pulling on the electrical connections. We'll come back and snug that up with a wrench. And this particular plug has these goofy little levers so you can push your wire down in there. Seeing as we'll plug this into the wall this way, our black is going to be our hot. So we'll just push that back, take our brown, shove that guy right on in there. Lever will close up on its own. Push this lever back, put our neutral in there, which is our blue to our white. Use our wire strippers here to strip this ground back a little bit. And toss that right on in the green hole. Now, if I were any smarter, I would have put this on first. Let's do that over. Oh, Lord. It's a good practice run, Matt. Good practice run. Okay, we'll just move this guy right on up. Lego this thing back together. There we go. Power is ready to go. All right, let's top this thing off with some fluid. It's our little fill cap. Look at that, we got a little dipstick. Get our funnel going. Toss a couple liters in there. We got this thing pretty well topped off. Now I just need to clean this mess up down here. Let's toss our dipstick in and verify the level. It's got a couple little marks here. Kind of hard to tell because this fluid is pretty damn new, but looks like we're a little on the low side. We can toss just a little bit more in there. Now I've just about used this whole container. Those hydraulic lines and cylinders will eat some of this fluid up, so go ahead and top it off. Probably just end up using the whole container. One container gone. And now we have too much because it's spilling out. Just a touch. That's all right though. We'll just clean that right on up. We'll toss this in there. And we'll use my girlfriend's hoodie to clean this up with. Easy peasy. She'll never know. And we'll go ahead and we'll hook up some power. All right, we can close this thing up for now. Let's turn our power on. Oh, there we go. We have power. All right, let's hit up and see what this thing does. Did y'all hear that? It's that thing pumping up. All right, let me take you off the camera stand. Give y'all a little bit of a view of both. There we go. Starting to get up. All right. Well, that should be enough so I can get this thing off of the pallet. That way we can toss these wheels on. Looks like I might have to go up just a little more. Now we'll lower this thing. Well, I'm skipping over a step because this thing is a pneumatic lift, so it does require some air, hence the air lines here, and those are for these little blocks here that remove the safety locks while going down. So here is where we hook up our air. Only issue is, I do have just a little pancake compressor. This is not the proper fitting. However, I do have the correct fitting, so we're going to remove that. I'm going to look for a little plumber's tape, make sure this thing doesn't leak. This thing sure could be tightened up. Who knows why this is not tight. I have to go back and tighten some of these things up. That thing, this thing. So let's go ahead and install this. All right, fun stuff. See if we can squeeze a wrench in here. Get this thing off. Tell you what, we'll remove this. Pull it out, probably make it a little easier. See, we're going to spin it to the right, toss a little bit of this on there. And we'll jam this thing on in. All right, let's put this thing back in there. Put a little lock ring on. See if we got anything big enough to snug this guy down with. Nope, we'll just have to ride finger tight. That should be fine. Now we can toss in our Harbor Freight. Ooh. All right, I might have to get a 90 or something so I can close this panel. That, it's kind of silly that the gauge is right here. We'll need to be able to see that. And it's kind of an important thing right there, so we might have to resolve that. But for now, there we go. We'll need a 90 for this. We might have to do something about this gauge so we can read it, adjust it with this little knob. Because as it stands, this thing's just going to be poking out, but that's fine for now. Okay, I don't hear anything leaking. Let's raise this thing up again. Excuse me, we'll go down with it, see what happens. All right, let's adjust our little nozzle here, because it doesn't seem like we've got any air pressure going to it. So we'll pull this up. Tighten it until we get some air. Well, let's try that. All right, let's go down. There we go. Press down. Now our locks are lifted. She's slowly going down. We do need to grease this thing, so we want to get this thing to go all the way down until You get those wheels on the ground on the pallet. Thing sure is slow to go down. I know we can adjust the speed of it, but there we go. She is all the way down. Okay, so here's my brilliant plan for one person to do this. I'm going to build a ramp out of what we've already been provided with. I'm just going to remove the side panels, and we can kind of build a little bit of a step for this thing to ride down. We might even use some of this crate over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and cue the time lapse. All right, let's see if this works. I've got a couple of these boards sitting under here. A little bit of a gradual ramp, if you will. All right, I have no idea how this thing goes in here, aside from... All right, see if we can push this damn thing off. This is either going to work great or be a pain in the ass. Hoses. That wasn't too bad. I've seen people make it a lot more difficult involving multiple people, jacks, all kinds of stupid shit. So, I'm gonna check the hydraulic tank. Let's see where we're at with this thing. No, she's still pretty topped off. We could probably actually remove some fluid. It's all right though. All right, let's put this thing through its paces. It says to, in the instructions, move it up and down a couple times, unloaded. While it's up, I'll put a little grease on it as well, so those blocks can slide a little easier, but let's get this thing up in the air. All right, something I'm noticing, we do have some grease fittings here. Not quite sure if it's grease from the factory. May have to check on that. In which I don't have a grease gun, so we'll have to skip that for this video. However, these are the points here that we need to grease. I take it if they didn't put any grease here, they probably didn't grease those. So, don't have a grease gun, but I can apply grease here for this video. So we'll go ahead and do that on all of these blocks. We've got one here and here. Same thing on the other side. We'll open our can of worms, grease. This is a moly grease designed for extreme pressure applications. I think this is extreme enough. I went ahead and applied a liberal amount of grease. I thought I had the camera rolling, but I think you get the point. Just put a little bit of grease where these blocks will slide. Same difference over here. Let's go ahead and raise and lower this thing up and down a few times. Unloaded, put our ramps on. and toss a car on it. Put this thing in place. All right, yeah, let's do that. Still not sliding as well as I would like it to. All right, let's give that a shot. While I've got this thing maxed out height-wise, let's go ahead and measure it. And looks like the max height is right at about 39 inches and almost a quarter, about 3/16. Not bad. Not bad. While we got this thing up in the air and make it a little easier on myself, let's install these ramps, in which there's these little C-clips need to get out. Could take some ring pliers, snap ring pliers. Let's see if we can't get this done with a set of vice grips. Okay, we'll pull this rod out, line it up, and slide it right on through. There we go, it's fully assembled. These ramps are pretty easy to set up. Just lift up and they'll lock into place. Lift up a little bit, pull that lever, it'll go back down. Now I'm just going to lower this thing, put it in its permanent place, take the wheels off of it, and we'll toss the car on the lift. Let's get after it. Now that we have this thing completely assembled, let's go ahead and load the car up on it, raise it up in the air. Well, she's up in the air. We're having a problem though. This thing is stuck going up. Let me close this garage door. That's not very confidence inspiring. Come on, go down. Wow, okay. It is maxed out and I'm really not sure what the hell's going on. Let me unplug the power. All right, I've got that done. Not sure why this would want to. Interesting. Does the lift raise the car up in the air? Yes. Something is up with this power control unit because this thing will not go down. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I have the up button completely unwired here. Plug the power back in. As soon as I flick the power switch, the thing just keeps going. Even if I press the emergency shutoff switch, the damn thing still goes. So I guess something is up with the pump. I'm gonna have to get a hold of these guys, tell them what's going on, and see how fast they resolve the issue. Because as it stands now, I've got an unsafe car jacked up in the garage. I can't even open the garage door all the way, which means we can't park the family mobile inside the garage. You know, I was really looking forward to this lift too. Everything was going smooth, aside from me running over my own laptop. But anyways, I can't really give it a good review aside from cars up in the air, which is pretty cool, but this thing is completely maxed out. The locks aren't down, so it's not like I'm going to be getting to work with this anytime soon, which will delay videos. I'm sitting on the floor now, the car's above my head. Crawl under here for a second. Yeah, I don't feel safe working under here. I don't even feel safe doing that. Went ahead and unwired the pump. Now the thing will finally go down. Oh, thank the Lord. Okay, everything's connected back up. Let's see what happens. Yep. It's just stuck on. Whatever. Well, we've got the car safely back on the ground, thank God. I don't know, it is a bummer because I paid $2,200 for this machine, another $325 for shipping, about $60 for little odds and ends, the plug, the hydraulic oil. To me, it was well worth it to have a scissor lift in the garage and not to have to be crawling on my back on the ground doing this all-wheel drive swap conversion for this Chevy Cruze. But I'll get a hold of them Monday, see what they say. I'm pretty sure I've set this thing up correctly and we'll just take it from there. It's just a pain in the butt setback, taking a week to get this thing here and in the garage. So anyways, it does work though, right? Silver lining, right? Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you think down in the comment. Give this video a thumbs up, so that way people that are interested in buying this thing, they kind of have an idea what to expect potentially. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. Thumbs up, you know the drill. Comments down below, and peace out.